This is a blend extra. Well, most of us want to battle the normal process of aging as much as possible. So today, a step-by-step guide to the best treatments out there to give you a fighting chance. Dr. James Leinott is a board-certified dermatologist with Dermatology Associates of Wisconsin. He's here with more on how to tap that fountain of youth. Great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we're going to kind of do a step-by-step guide to some of the best treatments when people are trying to look as young and fresh as possible, right?
Sure.
All right, should we start with Botox?
Well, I think even before that, the best thing is to stay out of the sun. People don't realize our skin is made up of three main molecules: collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, and over time, with wear and tear, some genetics, aging, and gravity, things tend to fall out of place.
It's hard because we do think we look better with a tan.
Sure, but that damages the skin, and there's ways to, we can talk about that later, but you know, use
Self-tanners.
Self-tanners, there's the spray on the Mystic Tans and things like that. But
that are much safer.
if you compare, look at the back of your forearm versus the front of your forearm, you can notice over time that the difference in the skin quality of skin that's been out in the sun over years and years.
For sure, yeah, or look in the mirror real close to your face.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and obviously keeping your skin protected, wearing a good sunscreen every morning, and using gentle cleansers can be very helpful.
All right, now let's talk about some of the treatments. If people don't like the fact that they're aging, they want to look as young as possible, starting with Botox is very popular right now.
It is, and it's really probably the best and easiest thing we have to correct wrinkles. And it's been used a long time in the glabellar area and on the forehead, but very recently was actually FDA approved for use on crow's feet. And it's a great, simple way with just a few small, little, tiny pinprick injections, you know, throughout the glabellar area, the forehead, and the crow's feet, to give a lasting response that can last 3 to 6 months.
Because a lot of us they talk about the ones,
Sure.
the double ones, the W right here is where that's a really good place for Botox,
Sure.
right?
People come in, they say to me, oh, my kids or my spouse think I look angry all the time, and they want to get that taken care of. So it's a very easy method to take care of it, and it lasts about 3 to 6 months.
And it relaxes those muscles, which is great. What about fillers? You like fillers too?
Fillers work great. Slightly different approach with those. Those are more to kind of fill in lost volume. So not so used up in here, although I've used them in conjunction with Botox, the lines on the forehead or in the glabellar area. But fillers that work great around the lips and with the nasolabial folds or smile lines. A lot of times over time, gravity pulls the cheeks down, and you end up getting, you know, deep ridges or folds.
Because we lose that volume.
Sure.
It's very common in aging.
And that's what fillers really are, to replace the volume under the skin. It's the newer ones now. They used to use collagen. They've moved in, a lot of the new ones now, hyaluronic acid, which is like a giant sponge that absorbs 1,000 times its own weight in water.
Wow.
So it kind of gives you that natural filling back. And they can last about 6 months. They last longer in areas that are less mobile. So the cheeks and down on the chin will last much longer, but areas around the smile lines and lips, because they get moved around, that tend to wear off a little sooner.
What about chemical peels? Are those still popular, and those are good too, you think?
Sure. I think they lost a little bit because there's so many laser treatments out there. The chemical peels are definitely a great place to start, and there's many different levels. There's the glycolic ones, which you can kind of do over lunchtime, just make you a little bit red, maybe help out with just, you know, exfoliating the dead layer off the top of the skin.
And those fine lines.
Sure, it's little pigment spots, little acne. If you really want to get into more of the fine lines, there are deeper peels, more medium depth peels that can really help, you know, get in there and get rid of some of the fine lines and wrinkles.
And beta peels are a little bit stronger, right?
Actually, beta peels are just what they called salicylic acid, because the alpha hydroxy acids, which include the whole glycolic acid group, to differentiate it, they called the beta. The salicylic acid peels, the beta peels. And those are still superficial ones, very good for taking off the top layer. But there's a whole bunch of other proprietary ones, the Vitalize, the Revitalize, the Rejuvenate.
And you can find out which one is right for you by visiting a location that's close. Dermatology Associates of Wisconsin, phone number there, and dermwisconsin.com is the website.